Welcome to the Ballistic Report. I am your talented host, Ike Moore, and this is the show where we break down pop culture. And man, are you here for a good one. This is one of those weeks where I couldn't wait to come up here and talk to you guys. So, are you ready, kids? Well, without further ado, let's get started, shall we? So last week I talked a little bit about the Oscar controversy going on, and I was under the assumption, well, that's it. I won't hear nothing about it until the award ceremony starts. Well, boy, was I wrong. Yeah, I'm sure you guys know by now that both Will and Jada Pinkett Smith will not be at the award ceremony this year as they are staging a boycott. Also, Spike Lee will not be showing up, but he didn't use the term boycott. He just said, I simply am not showing up. Now, as far as how I feel about no African Americans getting nominated this year, I already explained that last week's video, so I'm not going to bore you with the same statements here. But one of the benefits of doing this show weekly is that I can think all week about what I'm going to say, and I can come up with new information to add on to last week's information. And one of the new things I thought of, and I want you guys to stick with me here, is why are we focused on awards anyway? I truly believe that entertainers should only focus on the fans. They are the reason they're famous in the first place. Sure, awards are nice to have and everything, but you remember the expression, the customer is always right? The same applies for famous people. They should always make sure that their fans are well taken care of. But like I said last week, I can't wait to see Chris Rock host this year's show, especially now that I've heard that he's pretty much rewritten his whole monologue to highlight this controversy. But here comes the part which is really making my blood boil, is that there are some people that think Chris Rock should not host the Oscars. More specifically, the so-called president of black people, Tyrese Gibson. He feels that there is no joke Chris can tell that can make the situation less serious, even though in that same breath he did say that his friend Leonardo DiCaprio should win Best Actor. Hypocritical much? Tyrese in this situation seems like that guy who boycotts prom, hates everything about prom, but will still say which girl should win prom queen. It just doesn't make any sense. I'll tell you this, Tyrese, since you like telling black people what to do, why don't you tell Aunt Viv over here to change the filter of her camera if she's trying to talk trash about Will and Jada Pinkett Smith because she looks like an Archie comic. Let's see how many of you guys get that reference. But then again, I think this whole comic book filter fits her perfectly because anytime she brings up this whole Will Smith feud from 25 years ago, I just want to laugh. Yes, in her video, she did have some good points here and there, but it was just all covered with bitterness. It's almost like when you go to Olive Garden and you want to enjoy their bread, but there's too much salt on it. I don't know about you guys, but this whole Oscar controversy is wearing me out. Maybe I should just talk about the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards from now on. At least there, the only drama that happens is women getting green slime all over them. But let's have some fun right now. Let's talk about the new trailer that dropped this week of Suicide Squad. This movie is about villains working together by the government to take out even bigger bad guys. And let me tell you, this trailer is bananas. Absolutely bananas. Me talking about it in detail won't do it any justice, so I'll leave it in the description box below. But I will say the main thing I took away is Jared Leto's portrayal of Joker may become one of the best portrayals we have seen. It's like he took the old school Joker from the Batman animated series, mixed it in with Ledger's portrayal of Joker from The Dark Knight, and just went with his own portrayal. I'm also curious to see how they portray the relationship between Harley Quinn and the Joker. It was always one of those weird things for me. These two equally crazy characters coming together always sparked my interest. So I expect great things from this movie. It looks like DC's version of Guardians of the Galaxy. So it'll be interesting to see how they also market it and how the movie ends up being. And finally, here's a story that I'm surprised I haven't covered yet. So as you know, we are 2 weeks away from Super Bowl 50, and everyone's talking about the halftime show. Now, it was originally reported that Bruno Mars would have something to do with it, and maybe he still is, but the official artists have been announced. The first artist we have confirmed is Coldplay, which I'm not really a big fan of them, but they've made some good songs here or there, so I'm sure they'll put on a great show. But wait, hold the presses, because we also have Beyonce confirmed to be performing. Oh my goodness. Doesn't this lady just personify an angel? Don't you just look at her and say, there is a God? Now everybody remembers the last time Beyonce performed a few years ago and brought out Destiny's Child. That is, until she kicked them off 2 minutes after they showed up. Just like I said a few weeks ago, Chris Brown is the current king of R&B. This lady right here is our generation's icon when you think about it. And I'm sure both her and Coldplay and whoever else ends up on stage will put on a great show. And I'm sure every man in America will say in unison, Jay-Z, you lucky bastard. And that will do it for another edition of the Ballistic Report. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, all of my social media outlets are in the description box below. And if you're new here, click that subscribe button. Until next week, I've been your talented host, Ike Moore, reminding you it's okay to be ballistic as long as it's done responsibly. Take care, guys.